What's up, everybody? Welcome to the SmackDown podcast, Friday night SmackDown recap edition. We are your hosts, myself, Kyle Tyson, of course, joined by the ever outspoken Mr. RN. RN, how you doing tonight, my friend?
Doing good, boss man. What's good with you?
Oh shit! Just ready to talk about SmackDown. I guess so. Fucking hate shows leading to SummerSlam, man. I'm telling you, SummerSlam always has the worst build. If you're new to the show, we're a wrestling recap show. We cover WWE and AEW primarily. We'll cover other wrestling shows if they make enough waves, but that's kind of our bread and butter. You can catch us live on Twitch at Putting You Over. If you are live, or you're catching this, you can catch bigger conversations that we have before the show, like tonight us discussing the Zelina Vega controversy. I say SummerSlam, son of a bitch, Survivor Series. Anyways, catch us on Twitch at Putting You Over. You can always find us talking about other stuff other than recaps a little before, a little after the show. Like I said, once again, we're talking the Zelina Vega controversy. Essentially just losing her job right after sending out a tweet. She supports unionism. A whole lot of shit, man. It's going to be coming out over the next couple of days about this. I can't wait to see how all this news unfolds. If you ever miss a live show, you can catch us on YouTube at SmackDown Podcast. And then, of course, anywhere else the audio version can be found. We're on Wrestling News World, although I think we haven't been on Wrestling News World for a couple weeks now. I've been hitting up Thomas. He has to give me login credentials so I can start uploading, because Streamer has had such a full plate. He hasn't been able to do it, which is no big deal. I got to start posting our stuff there. So pretty soon we'll be back to that website. We're the exclusive recap show for them. And lastly, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SmackDraw Podcast. We got a new patron, Loyalty Jay. Thank you, Jay, for supporting us. Of course, he came on to the $5 tier. We'll get you a sticker pack here soon. And we recently just sent out actually a bunch of other stickers too to our other patrons, or patrons rather. So thank you guys once again supporting us. But everyone's roasting me in the chat because I fucking said SummerSlam. Leave me alone. I got a show to do, okay? And you guys know how easily distracted I get, all right? Leave me alone. RN, SmackDown. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was like every other SmackDown was all right, and the Roman Reigns shit is the best thing on the show by far.
Yeah. Roman carries fucking... Not only does Roman carry SmackDown, Roman carries the main roster.
Literally.
On his back. That dude is the reason why you tune into SmackDown. And I don't know, I can't really say he's the reason you tune into Raw, but he's easily the biggest draw out of everybody. It's so crazy, man, how exciting his character's become over the last couple months. But
yeah, fire.
Off to a great start, folks. Man, let's see. We had some stuff in here, kind of.
Yeah.
Drew showed up. Looks like the Mysterio storyline is over. Maybe. Finally, maybe.
Don't hold your breath.
At least for like a couple
I
months?
don't too, but I guess when we get to it, I'll say like why there's no way it can be over, because Buddy's technically a part of the Mysterio family now. They amended everything, so and Aaliyah's with him, so if he fused with Seth, it's still fucking technically Seth versus the Mysterio. So
yeah, Seth
WWE logic. So
telling you. Chelsea Green made her main roster debut. I don't know, because she was, I think, on TV for all of like 2 minutes.
Yeah, she was outside the ring dead most of the time, wasn't she? Like, I don't even remember the last 5 minutes of the match.
Yeah. Bama says, SmackDown captured my attention more in the first 10 minutes of the show than the entire 3 hours of Raw. is the simple difference Paul Heyman and his writing. Honestly, it's the Roman segments. Roman segments are just so above everything else that happens, man.
Right. Supposedly those are the segments that Paul's writing.
Would not surprise me, man. Would not surprise me in the least bit. Yeah, and it appears though Big E's pushes over too, by the way. It appears that shit's dead in the water. Or at least very much on hold. It's like Big E's like that leftover meal you put in the back of your fridge. That you're like, I'm going to eat that. And then you just forget about it. And then like 6 months later, it's spoiled and no good and you don't want it anymore. That's going to be Big E. that's going to be Big E, man.
It is. And there was no reason for them to split the New Day up. Like there was just no reason.
None.
Like it made like I said, nothing they do makes fucking sense. You broke up, and they half-ass broke them up too, so they could still fucking get their merch money and shit and still sell merch. So they didn't break them up totally, which is some bullshit too that pisses me all the way the fuck off. But like again, it's just all the black people in the back shucking and jiving. That's it.
See, I can't really comment on that, but I can say it is stupid that they broke them up. I think the reason why, I mean, yeah, I think you hit it. Sell merch. Also, maybe just have like a fail-safe in your back pocket. Like, okay, no one turned on each other. So in case if we regret this in a month or two, we can just put them back together and act like nothing happened.
Right, which is, I mean, that's clearly what's, because Big E is still technically New Day. Like, he's still wearing the same fucking, the gear. They all still got matching gear and shit and everything. Like, he had on the Black Leader Movement gear just like they had on Monday night. So technically they didn't break them up, if we want to call it that. They didn't really break them up. They just split them up, moved them around.
Yeah.
They're still technically New Day.
Yeah. Let's kick it off, man. We started off the show with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. Roman is the island of relevancy. Anything that Roman touches becomes relevant, and it's hard to argue. Look at Jay. Beforehand, Roman hits the nail on the head. Before a couple months ago, Jay was the lesser known Uso twin. And that was pretty much it. Roman starts going over Randy's accomplishments and talking about how he doesn't respect, or he respects Randy's accomplishments, but doesn't have respect for Randy. This prompts Drew McIntyre, of all people, to come out. Drew goes over, recalls, Roman in his past. He's the one who eliminated Roman at this year's Royal Rumble, which feels like 3 years ago. That was a fucking 2020. And just kind of goes through his accolades, how Drew really stepped up while Roman was gone. Roman, simply replies, well, I'm back, and nobody even knows who you are because nobody watches Raw, which I thought was fantastic. The fact, hey, what's up, buddy? You got a cameo.
Yeah, still recording.
Yeah, man. But Paul Heyman even mouths to him. He's like, don't worry, you're not missing anything. But dude, that burn hurt. The fact that WWE just buried their own show with Roman Reigns is hilarious. Drew,
you think they really knew that was a part of it?
Huh?
You think they really knew that was coming?
There's no way they slipped that in without people knowing. I
don't know. Sometimes some things I wonder, like, is that just Roman slinging his big dick around and fucking Paul like, they're gonna tell you no?
Paul just tells Roman, hey, look, man, they can't do anything. You can say whatever you want. They can't. You're Roman Reigns.
Sometimes I think a lot of that he's saying is just him, like Paul hyping up, like Paul would do with the ECW guys. Like, who gives a fuck? Just do it. I'll deal with the consequences later. All of this shit feels like that to me because he just be grilling people, like putting people the fuck down. Like, I'm like, come on, man. Like, was that
what's funny is because Roman was never that good on the mic, and now he can just torch your ass so good. During Drew's trying to convince Roman that he's like, look, I'm gonna beat Randy on Monday Night Raw, and you'll be facing me at Survivor Series, and then we'll find out who the relevant champion is. Jey Uso comes out. Jey starts acting a fool, getting in Drew McIntyre's face, tells Roman he'll handle it, and that's kind of the end of the segment. He challenges Drew to a match at the end of the night, and then backstage, Roman's like laying into Jey for interjecting himself in a situation that he wasn't requested in. We kind of finds a little nitpick here. Last week, Roman tells Jey to take care of stuff so Roman doesn't have to get involved. This week, Jay's trying to do something so Roman doesn't have to be involved, and now and Jey wasn't supposed to.
No, he told Paul. Paul's supposed to handle stuff.
You think so? You think that's it? That's what I'm missing?
Yeah, he told Paul that because remember it was after he sent Jey away. And remember he had his back to Paul and he wouldn't even acknowledge Paul was there. He was just talking to him like, well, why'd you let this happen? He's like, you're supposed to handle shit like this so I don't have to. He said that to Paul, not to Jey.
Okay.
Remember Andy told Jey, you got to run shit by me, and if I'm not there, you run it by Paul.
Yeah. So here's my thing. Two things. First thing, I'm not a fan of this whole all these titles are on the line prior to going into Survivor Series when you've already advertised matches and graphics.
Right.
Do we see any titles change hand? We had the Intercontinental Championship go up for grabs tonight. We have the tag team titles going up for grabs on Raw along with the WWE Championship. Like, what's the point? What's the point? Because you'd have to think, obviously, no titles are changing hands. Like, why give us like a 1 week focus, or in tonight's case, like a 1 hour focus on a match that has going to have no consequences?
I think a lot of it's just to get eyes on the TV, hoping they can fucking dig up some extra viewers just because this title match is right before the pay-per-view.
Pop your ratings. Like, hey, we might change up this whole card that we've been advertising for several weeks.
Well, if you pay attention, they've been saying that too with all these matches. Like, this could change everything. Like, that's they always have like a catchphrase or a fucking tagline for everything.
Stupid, man. It's so stupid. You said you don't mind them doing the interpromotional matches.
No.
In the spirit of, well, it's Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I disagree, man. I think it's dumb. Drew came over unannounced, especially how it followed through tonight. It's an unsanctioned match, but follows all the sanctioned match rules, including DQ, count out, pinfall.
Well, not even that. It was a guy that has nothing to fucking do with Survivor Series. He's not on the Survivor Series team. He hasn't beat Randy Orton yet. So it's like, What the fuck is this guy here for?
Yeah. It was kind of weird, man. It was kind of weird.
But despite, like, if it was actually the champions or even the team invading, like, I don't have a problem with that because that's what this is SmackDown versus Raw. But, like, my biggest issue was with Drew not being a fucking champion or anything, or not even on Team Raw. So what the fuck was he here for?
So he loses to Randy on Raw. What does he do with Survivor Series?
Nothing, because they already got the teams filled out. That's what I'm saying. Like, he has literally nothing to do with Survivor Series.
So, yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. Following the segment, we get the first of these, sporadic title matches. Sami Zayn is pissed because it pretty much broke less than an hour prior that he has a Intercontinental Championship match against Apollo Crews, and the winner of that will end up facing Bobby Lashley at Survivor Series. I instantly started getting flashbacks. I got fucking terrified. I was like, do not tell me you're going to put this belt on Crews so they can feud with Bobby Lashley again. Luckily, it wasn't the case.
I didn't think he was going to win because I was like, there's no way in hell, like, they're going to move him shows and all that shit, and then we get this again. Like, but I can see how you could think that because we were supposedly done with the Mysterio and fucking Seth shit, and they moved the entire feud to a whole nother show.
Seth, Mysterio got his eye ripped out. How's the feud still go?
It's literally going on since Mania. So what?
It's been going on since since Survivor Series last year.
Almost a whole fucking year.
Since the Raw after Survivor Series last year, man.
But I mean, we always asking for long-term
booking. Here we are, pissing and moaning when we finally get it. Sammy wins this match in honestly just a couple minutes. The match goes to the outside. Sammy ties Apollo Cruz's leg to the ring to get the count out victory. Honestly, I love how they're booking Sammy, outsmarting his opponents. He's not like a cowardly heel. He's legitimately outsmarting his competition,
Right.
which makes him a very strong opponent. I'm wondering, yeah, he's totally going to get killed by Bobby Lashley.
I was thinking that, but like you said, how they're playing up everything now, like it's starting to make me think he has some sort. I think he's going to get the shit kicked out of him for sure. But I think it's going to be some funny shit and he pulls out a win just because what you said, like he's been outsmarting people and like what he just did to fucking Apollo, tied his leg and shit. Like I think it's going to be some screwy shit. He's going to pull one out.
You think he's going to bring out Bobby's sisters again?
That would be dope if he did, just for a little callback.
He breaks out the obstacle course.
Right.
Jesus Christ, man. WWE is so stupid at times. Adam Pearce backstage says he cannot sanction a match for Drew versus Jey Uso, but he can still get him a fight.
I don't think they know the definition of unsanctioned.
Because it definitely sanctioned a match.
Every sanctioned, unsanctioned match has a fucking ref and a 3 count and everything.
Yeah,
there shouldn't be anybody out there. There shouldn't be a ref or anything. There shouldn't even be a bell rung.
How did the lights out match in AEW? What was the official ruling on that? That was still by pinfall, right?
I think so. I can't remember.
That was by pin and submission. It was a hardcore match. Oh,
but
AEW just said it didn't count towards their record. That's what it was.
Okay.
It didn't count towards the official record. They just had a ref there to call it when the match was done.
Every match is no holds barred in AEW. They
really,
without
it's pretty close to it. I know.
Yeah, I don't mind it. That's one of the things I like about it. That ECW feel where it's fucking every match is no DQ. They may not say it or tell you it, but you can pull out a chair and some shit if you really wanted to. Nobody's gonna say anything. So.
Not really. What do we get? Oh, Ray has brought his whole family to work again, like a terrible father and husband that he is. And,
like a cop, bringing your whole family in the squad car with you.
Yeah. He says that in this whole feud, Seth Rollins has been underestimating the Mysterio family bond, and and then he's gonna take it to him. How did they label this? They called it the final chapter or something, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Sasha Banks, she gets attacked by Carmella again during her promo. She did address people's criticism of her being unable to retain. I am kind of steamed that they didn't make a big deal when she retained the title against Bayley as her first retention, because it was the first time she retained it, and they didn't really play it up at all, even though they addressed the criticism.
They didn't get a chance to, though, because like right after she won, she wasn't even back in the back yet. She was halfway down the ramp and fucking Carmella came out and kicked her head off.
Yeah. Bama says unsanctioned means there's no win or loss record. The company is not liable for what happens between the competitors. Yeah, but they don't really have a win or loss record to begin with.
Yeah, and what do you need a ref for?
Yeah.
If the company wants no liability and wants nothing involved with the match, why would you send one of your fucking employees down there for rules and to count somebody out during the match?
They just need to do parking lot brawls. That's what it is. They need to do a parking lot brawl. And it's your peers that break it up.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're like, okay, he's had enough, and the guy gets pulled off, and you're just kind of like a Shane McMahon ruling. I think that's where Shane would be great. Shane could call unsanctioned matches.
Yeah.
You know, he's had enough, man. He's had enough. Okay, it's done.
That's what Raw Underground should be for, like the blow off for all the final feuds. It's just got to go to fucking Raw Underground.
There you go. Are you gonna fight? Okay, we'll send you to Raw Underground.
Yep.
I don't even care if you put it in a ring, you know. But like, it's not pinfall. It's like, okay, you just beat it. You just beat them.
Everything is last man standing. You keep going to the next motherfucker can't answer the 10 count.
Yeah. I would like it though if it's like essentially not really the 10 count, just the throwing in the towel rule.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
your peers have to be like, okay, enough. He's taken enough punishment. I think that would be great for unsanctioned
Like
matches.
Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme, where he's just fucking street fighting in different places.
Dude, that's a deep cut. That's a callback right there.
That's
Lionheart's
like
always everyone remembers Bloodsport. Not many people remember Lionheart.
I am a Jean-Claude Van Damme fucking fan.
Yeah, no,
Right? Shitty
I am
movies.
too. As a kid, I was. As an
Awesome.
adult, Jean-Claude Van Damme's kind of creepy.
Oh, his plastic face, it's fucking
His
amazing.
massive coke habit. That dude, remember when he was like really coked up and he said he was gonna take a professional fight and he's like 50 and he wanted
No, the best is, have you heard the stories like when he was filming Street Fighter? They said he was coming to the set, coked out of his mind every fucking day, drinking like 10 bottles of wine and shit while he's filming and stuff. They said he was ripped the entire time. And when he wasn't, they said the director would tell him to stop and go to his dressing room and get his medicine, like get hopped up before he'd come back, because he'd be like fucking spazzing out because he hadn't done anything. Yeah. So they were literally cut and send him back to his restroom to go bump it up and come back to the set.
Yeah, go watch, if you get a chance to, like, look on YouTube, him doing a press conference where he's challenging, like at the time, like a world's top kickboxer to a sanctioned kickboxing match. He's up there crying. He's like, I got to do it for the kids and all the kids that believe in me. And it's funny because this is well past his prime. Like, it's like, dude, the current crop of kids don't know who you are. Like,
fuck no, his time was like when we were children, like 95,
that's
96.
what I'm saying. And this is like in the 2010s. This is like a little before, a little after 2010. I'm like, dude, you haven't made a relevant movie in over a decade. Like, kids don't know who you are anymore.
The only way kids probably know him is they know from that gif of him doing the splits, doing the okay. That's about it. And they probably still don't even know who that is when they share that shit.
All right, last little Van Damme quip here, but Bama Dave says, I love that they cast Van Damme as Guile, a U.S. Marine commander, and they didn't have him lose his accent. And that is like one of the most surreal things.
Still had an accent with a USA tattoo and patch and everything.
I wish he had the flared up blonde hair and shit. Would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been dope.
It would have been so bad. The movie was so bad. It was terrific. It is like one of the ultimate just bad movies. It's so bad it's good. And then, which brings us to something so bad it's still bad. Just the Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, and Otis situation. This shit. I'll let you go. Hey, get your phrase in there, RN.
Shit's ass. Like, and this is something that we've been doing too since fucking before WrestleMania. Like, Jesus, like these are these look at the things they picked for us for long-term storytelling. The Mysterio lose your eye angle, and my kids and family are joining in, and then Otis and fucking Dolph Ziggler. These are long-term storytelling arcs that WWE has decided to roll with. Fuck our lives.
You wanted long-term booking. This is it. We're going to have Ziggler relentlessly bully Otis for being fat. But Dolph was wearing the SmackDown hat, and I complimented that on Raw. I was like, Ziggler can rock the shit out of a SmackDown hat every year around Survivor Series. Anyways, it's silly, but Otis is eating a Thanksgiving feast by himself at a table when Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler step in front of the table, like super uncomfortably close. Oh my gosh, hold on. Breaking news: in her debut match on SmackDown, Chelsea Green broke her wrist, which is why she was out of frame for the back half of the match.
Of course.
Chelsea Green, who hasn't had a match since May. Oh man, that's terrible.
Tough break.
Oh my gosh. That is rough. Oh jeez Louise. Damn. Okay, hold on. I got to get back. That's terrible. Best wishes, like speedy recovery to Chelsea.
For real.
But anyways, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler just making fun of Otis in front of him. Otis, obviously, who can hear everything, flips the table out of anger, and then we get a match between him and Dolph Ziggler, which, with the exception of one distraction by Robert Roode, which let Ziggler get a zigzag in there. This was pretty much a squash match by Otis.
Yeah.
And which was even funny. Otis is so intimidating that Robert Roode tried to interfere as he was setting up for the Vader bomb, and Otis just stared him down. Otis hits the Vader bomb, pins Ziggler, no problem. Backstage, Chad Gable has returned. He's offering a pamphlet to join the Alpha Academy to be an alpha male.
This is the Thatch Can shit, man. Like, come on, bro. You're doing the same thing on 2 different shows. Like, come on, bro.
Well, this is what he kind of did, though, for what he got with Jason Jordan, though, with the Ready, Willing, and Gable shtick.
Yeah.
You know? He did have the heel look on him, though. Like, he had, like, the sinister smile after Otis took the pamphlet, got all excited, was talking about how they can do, like, stakes and weights and all that shit, and they could work out, pump iron together. Chad looked all sinister. Honestly, you know what it struck me, though? What it really struck me as? Remember when the Shining Stars were handing out pamphlets to get people to go to Puerto Rico?
Pretty much.
That's what this is going to turn into.
I wouldn't mind if they really did put them together and made them like American Alpha 2.0. Because he has a wrestling background and shit. Why not play it up and put them together?
It's an odd pairing, man. It's an odd pairing.
Like they haven't had odder pairings. I mean,
yeah,
shit.
No, very, very true. I mean, shit, Otis and Mandy Rose.
Exactly.
Yeah. So after this, we got the match of the night easily. The Mysterio family taking on Rollins. It's Ray and Seth. They had the no DQ match, which has less rules than a unsanctioned match, by the way.
Yeah. How that works, I have no idea.
I know. Had some cool spots, though. Ray hit a tornado DDT on the apron. Rollins hit Ray with the steps. But before he stomps Ray in front of his family, Ray dodges, sets Rollins up on the stairs, and does that whole sliding, like chest slide out the ring into a splash on the steps. That was pretty badass.
I love that shit. It's like some midget wrestling shit or whatever.
I'm telling you, bro. Ray can fucking fly around the ring, man. It's amazing. He does that shit like people half his age, less than half his age.
Right.
They after the commercial break, they get back. There's a table set up in the ring. Ray gets powerbombed through it after Rollins countered a Frankensteiner. Almost fucked up there. Ray definitely almost got dumped on his head. But the real story here is Rollins going to gouge out Ray's eye again because he pulls a stopper off a fucking steel folding chair. Was going to gouge out Ray's eye. Dominic pulls Seth off of him. Murphy appears like he's going to help Seth, but is called off by Seth himself. In the ring, Ray gets the upper hand, so Murphy comes in, lifts Seth Rollins up because him and Ray are both down. Hands Seth the chair, appears like he's going to help Rollins out, and then ends up delivering a V-trigger. This allows Ray to completely botch a 619.
Totally. Worst botch I've ever seen.
He just flew through the ropes. Like, he missed both grabs and just flew through the ropes. He recovered, though. Like, he got back in the ring. He started kicking the shit out of Seth.
He landed on his feet, too, after he botched that shit like that, because he could have easily just busted his fucking ass, but he landed on his feet and everything.
Yeah. And he recovered fine, but, I mean, that's what you get with all that experience.
Exactly.
You know, he pulled off the recovery. He got in there. He didn't just like awkwardly go for it. He just started kicking the shit out of Seth and then set him back up.
Yeah.
Delivered another 619.
Too fucking stayed with it too. Didn't fucking acknowledge it or whatever. Oh, he hit him again with another 619 again. That's how much it's gonna take for Seth to go down. Like they played it off smooth.
Yeah. They did a tribute to Eddie. He did the frog splash, did the Eddie pose, got the pin. As the Mysterio family is celebrating, Murphy still looking like fucking dark and demented. Like Murphy just has this really dark look on him. He doesn't look all fucking bubbly, too eager. But Rey Mysterio comes over, welcomes him to the Mysterio family. Murphy now has permission to date Rey's daughter. This makes me question why I recap pro wrestling. Everybody embraces Murphy.
He has permission to date his grown woman daughter.
His grown woman daughter. His 19-year-old daughter. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little. I mean, what new can we say about how awkward this fucking story has been that we haven't already said a million times? But you believe the story's not over. The blow off ain't done.
No, it can't be. If we literally just said it. Fucking Ray accepted him into the Mysterio family, and now he's gonna have a confrontation with Seth next week. So it's still a continuation of fucking Seth with the Mysterio family. Like, how can it be over? And Aaliyah's gonna be with Buddy. It's not over. It's not over in any way. Like, no fucking sense does it make. Make it make sense.
Yeah. Well, the rumor has it is, Seth is going to take some time off. Becky Lynch has got to be getting towards the end of her pregnancy here soon, so Seth's going to be taking time off to probably help Becky out, and then obviously be there for the birth of his first kid. I think first kid.
I guess. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, rumors I've heard is after, like, when he comes back, like, early next year, they'll pick up this feud again. But
please don't.
Yeah, so I'm assuming because of all the news, because you're right, everything story wise makes it look like this is going to keep going. I think with the news, somewhere in this Buddy feud, he's going to get taken out.
Yeah.
Like, he'll either put his jaw. Like, I thought he was actually, that's what happened, because he confronted Adam Pearce backstage and was demanding a match against Buddy Murphy. But the way he was talking, I thought he was going to storm off. Like he was like, I'm done with SmackDown and shit. But he's going to have a match with Murphy.
The main thing with Seth, too, in this gimmick, it doesn't work without the disciples. Like, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
They got to figure that out and get him some more.
Yeah, Murphy needs to fucking get on his own 2 feet and stop being this whole disciple thing. He really needs to find his voice.
Right.
Bama asks, he says, in his opinion, Ray is the greatest mass wrestler of all time. Instantly agree. And probably top 20 overall of all time. Do y'all agree with, I agree easily with both of those.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, easily. If anything, Ray might be in my top 10. Just because of what he's done for the smaller guys, what he's done for the cruiserweights.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, that's an easy assessment, Bama. Like that, like, no wonder you don't pop up on unpopular wrestling opinions, because your opinions are really easy to fucking agree with.
Yeah, nothing about that was a hot take. That's
just a regular take.
Yeah. That's just a fact. That's all. Those are.
So yeah, in light of the Chelsea Green news, brings us, kind of shed some light on this. So before the match, your girl Natalia,
God, I hate this bitch.
Is complaining. She wants to be on the Survivor Series team.
He's got 3 chances at this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, please.
She wants to be on the team. Adam Pearce says you got to earn it. Then the camera pans over. There's a debuting Chelsea Green. I guess she was quietly called up from NXT. So we end up having this triple threat match, which Liv Morgan, Tamina, Natalia, all in. Before the match begins, it's announced that it's actually a fatal 4-way. They interject Chelsea Green. Now, there's some speculation going around, which I kind of want to say I agree with, that this was actually, Green was in Zelina Vega's spot.
Yeah.
And I'll go into why I believe that after the recap, which the recap of the match, I don't even have fucking nothing. It was like, it really is just Liv Morgan was able to pin Tamina in a very short fatal 4-way, which Chelsea Green, we couldn't figure out why she was even a part of.
5 minutes of the match was Liv versus Natty.
Yeah. So
crazy to me too.
Why I think Chelsea Green was in Zelina's spot, which makes this injury even worse if that's the case, because damn it, you weren't even supposed to be here. And is they've been pairing up the losers of the qualifying matches to face each other, and Zelina Vega has been on the losing end of these qualifying matches. So that's why I think Zelina would be out there, because why would you debut, your NXT call up for them to not pick up the victory?
And no like hype about it or anything.
No hype, nothing. To be fair, why even make it a fatal 4-way? But then again, like I said, it was probably booked a fatal 4-way because Zelina was probably supposed to be part of it.
Right.
So I think Zelina. I think Chelsea Green was just filling in for Zelina.
Right. As long as Natty didn't win, I didn't give a fuck who it was. It's just my opinion. Boat. Yeah. And obviously ass throughout the history of wrestling. That's what BOAT stands for.
Craig is their first kid. I was trying to figure out I was like, what? Bama. I was trying to figure out what Bama's talking about a child, and then he was actually answering my question about Seth. But yeah. Loyalty J is saying, Mister, that we need to give Natalya more chances.
You want to get kicked out of the chat, don't you, Jay?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a Patreon. He's a patron. We can't really do much now.
He's only $5. I'll give you the $5 back.
All right.
Day too. What the fuck you doing up this late?
It's a school day, yeah, Jay. No, it ain't. Tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh no, it's a weekend. Never mind. Mommy lets you stay up.
You're good, kid. You're good. What'd you think of this whole Big E Street Profit stuff?
Close your ears, Kyle. Plug your ears. Niggas shucking and jiving in the back. That's all this was what we always get from the black people on the wrestling show. Cracking jokes, making these white folks laugh and dance and shaking their hips. No. All right, I'm done. You're good. I'm done.
Okay. Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. I agree with everything you said. I hope you didn't use any profanity.
No, I said the N-word once, but I want your virgin ears to hear it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying to keep my innocence.
No, that's all it was. The Jive Turkey segment of your weekly wrestling program. Yeah. Think about it. Every single black performer, maybe not so much on the women's side, but the men, Private Party on AEW, shucking and jiving, MC hammering and shit, doing the running man. The New Day, shucking and jiving, grinding their hips, playing a fucking trombone. Street Profits, drug dealer name, shucking and jiving, grinding their hips, acting like a fucking fools. Like every single R-Truth, the biggest.
Leave R-Truth alone, man.
The biggest buccoonery shucking and jiving this ass black dude in the entire wrestling community. All shucking, jiving, grinding these hips, entertaining these white folks.
This is not a truth my white self wants to hear or admit to, okay? Because I like these guys.
I love these guys, and I think a lot of them are the best on their product. Like even Private Party deserves more than being stuck with old creepy ass Matt Hardy as their guy to get them going.
Such a weird
as the fuck.
Yeah,
but I mean, it is.
Hey, look, now you do get a Hardy Party out of it, and that's a cool name. All right,
that is. Yeah, with two young black dudes with this old white.
It's a Hardy Party. Hey, look,
I don't want to go to that type of heart. I don't want to go to that type of party.
I would like to think that the Hurt Business are represented well, though.
That's it. That's why I didn't bring them up, because they are literally the only group of black men that isn't shucking and jiving and dancing and gyrating their hips.
They dress sharp as fuck, too.
And they dress sharp as the fuck. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like anybody in the group except for Cedric Alexander. But I call him Cedric Vanilla. I have for years because he can't do shit or talk on the mic. But together, that I'm all for a bunch of grown ass black men being serious about their business and not gyrating their hips and dancing and shit.
I hear you. No, like I said, I just have to agree with you. You know, I have to agree with you.
You literally have no. You did. You brought up one. The Hurt Business, you did have one example out of all the African American performers in the business today.
Yeah. Did you run down the segment, or did you just give your opinion on it?
Oh no, I just gave my opinion on it. It is what it
so
is.
the segment, I mean, the segment's just the ongoing joke of Street Profits trying to troll Big E on their
That
match
was
against
funny.
the New Day and shit. So Big E, for one, is seen winning a bet, it looks like, to a guy jump roping. And then Profits come in. They have a dinner tray, and they reveal that they're apologizing for the New Day slander with some food. However, all of the food are in the shape of L's. Cool, I guess. And that's the segment. Honestly, that's the segment.
Literally, that's it.
Yeah.
Shuck and jive and get out of there.
Yeah. And then we have this unsanctioned match, which is totally a real match between Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso. Although it's unsanctioned, there's a ref there to sanction it during the match, which is it's a pretty okay match. Roman Reigns ends up coming out. Jey Uso meets him on the outside. He's encouraging him. He tells him, "Don't worry, I'm going to win this." Roman essentially just says, "Like, I don't care if you win, man. Just go make him understand." And then,
That was another thing right there. Like, why does it matter if you win an unsanctioned match?
Yeah,
there shouldn't be a winner in an unsanctioned match. It's just you guys fighting, getting your grievances
it's a
out.
Fight, man. Go grab a chair or something. You know?
Yeah, like that part. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So this just prompts Jay to, like, in order to make him understand, he just starts and pummeling him. Just gets on top of him and starts punching him. Of course, this doesn't work. McIntyre gets up, delivers the Claymore kick, and then and that's really it. McIntyre essentially just comes out and asks Roman Reigns if he's on his radar yet. Which, it's like, dude, why are you building this match? Because there's no way you're beating fucking Randy Orton on Raw. Why are you building this match between these two guys that we're not going to see face off until there's another fucking draft, or if McIntyre wins another Royal Rumble and chooses Roman Reigns?
But who would you rather see, though? Honestly, would you rather see Drew and Roman or Randy and Roman?
Randy and Roman. I want to see fucking Randy get murdered by Roman Reigns, and then fucking Miz cash in.
Yeah, okay. I guess I didn't think about. I was just thinking about specifically the match. I would much rather want to see Drew versus Roman, because that's your two biggest fucking studs. Like he said, the guy that was carrying it while Roman was gone. Like, I would much rather see just in a bubble, just the match then. But I guess now that you put it that way with Miz cashing in and all that, I guess it does make more sense for it to be Randy.
Yeah, man. Randy goes out there, gets fucking murdered.
Claymore out the gate.
Huh?
Yeah, Claymore out the fucking gate. 1, 2, 3, bam. Claymore as soon as he gets the fucking.
Miz comes in, cashes in, man. Cashes in.
All right, that makes better sense now. Because I was thinking about that too. I'm like, honestly, I would rather see Drew versus fucking Roman beat the fuck out of each other for an hour. Like, I would rather see that.
I'd want to see that on, like, Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, like Survivor Series, because what's the stakes? Who's the better champ? You know,
there isn't. But at the same time, like, I don't see them being on the same show anytime soon, because to me, I think that you see how Drew's still been at the top of the card, even though he's not necessarily in the title picture or anything. Like, he's the one
traveling over to SmackDown to build a match at Survivor Series that he's technically not booked for.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So to me, that's all the things I was looking at, is like the little ancillary pieces that really don't make sense. Like, why are you sending a guy that's not on the Survivor Series team? He doesn't have a championship. He hasn't even beat the guy for the belt that might face fucking Roman. That, like, it's all these maybes and shit. So why the hell is Drew there? Maybe they're trying to tell us something.
Yeah.
Like you said, either setting up for Royal Rumble or setting up for fucking Drew to win that title on Monday.
Yeah. Bama brings up a good point here that I had completely lost sight of. Miz cashed in on Randy Orton almost 10 years ago at Survivor Series. I thought it was the Raw after Survivor Series, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, that's kind of just where I see it, and I'm on it, man, because
I think it was the Raw after Survivor Series, actually.
Yeah, and then what you could have after that point, Randy goes, gets his belt back and becomes 15-time champ, right? I think so.
I don't think they would do that, though, because it'd be two heels versus each other. You know, they do not do that at all. They are not about that life in any way.
Is Miz really a heel, though?
Yes, he's a heel. Nobody fucking likes Miz.
I like Miz.
I did like Miz. I mean, his wrestling character, no one really likes.
Right now, I think people will be behind him as champ, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
At this point, too, they know what they're doing. Like, depending on who the person is, especially if you really believe they can win it, they're gonna the fans are gonna cheer for whoever has the fucking Money in the Bank shit, no matter what. The fans are gonna cheer for it and be down with it.
I got you.
But they weren't getting that reaction with Otis because nobody, like you said, who the fuck was he gonna beat? Drew.
Dude, Otis was in fucking murderer's row.
Or who did who had it before that? Fiend. So it was either Fiend or Brock Lesnar before WrestleMania, before Drew and them had it. So like, who the fuck was he gonna beat for the title?
No, yeah, Otis. Jesus Christ.
There was no hope for him in any way, shape, or form.
Fucking no. I can't take this as far as like, this is not my original thought, but I did read something that I thought was incredible, an incredible idea for booking wise. And that's kind of like why I really want to see Randy get more titles, is you get Randy Orton up to his 16th world championship, right? The belt is vacated. And then him and Cena face each other for it, for coveted number 17 at WrestleMania. And then both of them retire afterwards. And one of them retires as like the greatest of all time, kayfabe wise.
Yeah, but I mean, Randy's going to beat him out because Randy has easily another 4 or 5 years left in him. That motherfucker he doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon.
His style is just built to fucking last.
And he's not that old. What is he? Late 30s, early 40s at least.
He's in his early 40s, early to mid 40s.
Like maybe 41, 42. So I mean,
he's got like at least another 5 years till he hits 50.
At
least 5. Yeah.
And we already see that when shit gets down, who do they turn to? They turn to Randy Orton. So he's got at least 2 or 3 more title runs left in him. And you know they're going to give it to him once he gets close anyway.
Yeah. And Bama says he hates the version of Miz with Morrison. He says give him, I'm assuming he means give him the version of Miz that's the one that feuded with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. Yes, absolutely. Give me that fucking Miz. Randy is 40. Jesus, dude.
That's what I say. He's not that old. He could go to his fucking 50, like you said.
Yeah.
With his style does not take any.
It's kind of like Ric Flair's style. He doesn't take any bumps. Yeah, he doesn't really take that many bumps.
Ric Flair took that off the top bump and shit all the time. He took bumps.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Randy only takes bumps at pay-per-views, if that. Seriously, like in his matches, he doesn't get fucking like tossed around. Because first of all, 9 times out of 10, he's bigger than anybody he goes against.
He's a big boy. He's just it's crazy how big he is. You don't realize it.
I listened to the Masked Man podcast, and that's how he judges what a real wrestler is. He calls it the Randy Orton index, how big they are compared to Randy Orton. Because Randy Orton's way bigger than what you think he is.
Yeah, he's like 6'5", 6'6", something like that.
Something like that. But then when you see a guy that you like next to Randy Orton, you see how big Randy Orton really is and how small your guy really is. Yeah. So that's what it's called the Randy Orton index.
The Randy Orton index, folks. I'd love to see Randy Orton stand in an AEW ring and really put perspective on how big that roster is.
He's pretty much the same height and size as
Luchasaurus.
Or the fucking what's his name? Dark Order guy. I always forget his name.
Oh, fucking Brody Lee.
Yeah. I think he might weigh more than Brody Lee if I'm being honestly.
Maybe. Anyways. Let's go ahead and wrap up SmackDown, and we'll stay live for a couple minutes, chat with you guys. Thank you guys once again listening in. If you like what you heard, go ahead and subscribe to YouTube, please. We're on the road to 200 subscribers. Go ahead, head over to YouTube, please. Give us a sub. Turn on that notification bell just in case you can't watch the live streams. You'll be notified whenever our recaps go up. They typically go up in the morning after the show. And then, of course, leave a rating review for the audio versions. Once again, head over to our Patreon. Help support the show. We greatly appreciate any help you guys are willing to give. And then, lastly, just thank you for being part of this community, man, that continues to grow and honestly becomes awesome to interact with on the daily basis. Thank you guys once again. And of course, until next time, y'all have a good one.
Peace out, y'all.